Hello everyone, my name is Ankit Jain. I welcome you all to my channel, Take Journey with Ankit. Today's video is in the continuation of the Apex Trigger series that we are running on our channel. In this series, we are exploring the different questions that can be asked in the interviews based on the Apex Trigger. Again, we will try to go over the question, try to understand the concept, and then we will be building the logic around that concept as well. So let's go over the today's question and try to understand the complexity. This question has been asked in the Deloitte for one of my friend who is having the around 4 years of experience on the Salesforce ecosystem. So you can expect the similar kind of a question also if you are appearing for the interview to any other company as well. Without further delay, in case you folks like to have one-to-one connect with me, you guys can do that on the top mate. So basically, once you guys go and scan this QR code, you will be logged into the top mate where you will see the two options. You can either have one-to-one connect with me to discuss your queries, or you can also explore the digital products which are available on the top mate. For example, the LWC notes guide, the admin guide, interview prep guide, which can help you to quickly prepare for the interviews. Latest guide that I have published, it is based on the data cloud fundamentals, right? So I hope you particularly found these guides helpful and got few learnings from this guide. The way this guide has been designed, folks, it will help you to revise all the concepts. Moreover, it will also help you to prepare quickly for your interview preparation as well. Now, going over the scenario for today, what we will be discussing here is, this is the scenario. Let's say on the account object, you do have one custom field with the name of secondary owner, that it's a lookup field available on the user object. So whenever the new account is created, what we have to do, we have to go and share the record to grant the access to the secondary owner. Additionally, if the account is updated and the secondary owner is changed, we have to make sure that we are removing the previous owner. We are creating the new share record for the another owner. So how you go and implement this approach, right? Definitely there are some prerequisites that we have to do if you have to go and implement the scenario. But let's go ahead and try to understand how, as a developer, you will go and answer this question. There might be possibility that they will ask you to write down the scenario, which is on the very higher side, where they will ask you to create the custom field, set up the user and all those information. Moreover, they can also ask you to directly write down the pseudocode as well. So in case of pseudocode, the first thing that you have to understand, whenever you have to deal with this kind of a scenario where you have to go and share the record, you have to use the standard object in which the sharing entry is present, and that standard object here is the account share object. Why account share? Because in this scenario we are talking about the account object. That's why it's a account share object. In case it is a contact object, then it will be the contact share object. For every standard object and for every custom object in Salesforce, we automatically have the share object. So in case we have to go and share the record with another user, we have to make a manual entry into the account share object. Now, the second thing that we have to understand, what all different events that will come into the picture. Again, based on the problem statement, they are saying that whenever the account record is created, and second one here is whenever the secondary owner is changing. So there are two events that are coming into the picture. First one here is the insert, and second one here is the update. Again, we have to perform the operations on the related record, that is the account share object. So here we will go for the after trigger, and the kind of events that we have to write down here will be the after insert as well as the after update event. Let's go and try to implement this scenario by following the step-by-step approach. So what I am doing as a part of first step, I am navigating here to the account object quickly and creating one custom field, that is the secondary owner. It's a lookup field that I am creating. If you are planning to implement this along with me, to make sure that you guys are also following all these steps, I can have done that in advance, but I want to show you the end-to-end solution. That's why I have not done it. But again, in case you guys are only looking for the solution, then you can fast forward the video always, right? So here I am to have one field with the name of secondary owner, clicking on next. Somehow it is and yeah, so I am creating that field and adding that field on the layout as well. Now the next thing that I am doing here is I will quickly go and create one custom profile because I don't want to give them access of the standard profile. So here I go, navigate to the profiles. Let me go and create the profile based on the standard platform user. Here I am cloning that profile and naming that profile here as the custom platform. This is the second step that I need to make sure if I'm doing this or implementing this. Another thing that I need to look for, what is the access available on the account object. So again, if I scroll down on the account object, if I am attaching this profile to the user, they will only get the read, write, edit, and the delete access, which is okay for me. Another thing that, so I have taken care of the object level security. Let me also take care of the record level security. I have to make sure that if I have to manually go and share the record with the other user, the internal access of those records should be private. So here I go and set the value as private, right? Again, they are giving the warning that if you are changing the account access to the private, the opportunity access must be set to the private, and the case access must be set to the private as well, right? So here you can see automatically they have made the changes, and here I go and clicked on save. Now what will happen if I make this as the private? That means only the owner can access that record. And we have to write down the additional logic to share that record with someone else as well. So again, this will work good. Now I'll be creating the two users in my org with whom I will be adding the ownership. So here I go and create the new user. For example, my first user here will be Jan. I'm giving my email address. I'm giving the username Kian Jan. Today's date is 3/5/2024 @tjwa.com. Okay, this is the username. I'm trying to make sure that it's a unique one. I'm assigning the Salesforce platform and giving the custom platform profile to the user. Similarly, I will be creating the one more user after that. So navigating here, creating the new user, and that new user will be the, for example, Gianna Jay, right? And here I am putting Gianna Jen again, 3/5/2024 @ankit.com. So again, another user which is having the Salesforce platform as the license, and here I am setting the custom platform for this user. I hope we are good till now. So if I go to the user record, there are two users that I have created, right? When these users are logging in, so let me also enable the login access for those users. So I'm navigating to the login access policies. And here I am setting that administrators can log in on behalf of those users. So again, if I navigate to the users, and when I am logging in, for example, as the Kian Jain, you guys can see that they will not be able to access any of the account records as of now because they are not the owner of those records. So let me quickly show you before we go and try to implement our solution. So here, if I'm navigating to the all accounts, you guys can see that this user cannot access any of the account record. So whenever we are making them as the secondary owner, basically this user will be able to access the record as well. So here I go, let me go and refresh the page. It's logged out. Let me quickly log in one more time. So here I go and bring this window and put it up here. Let me go and close it. Okay, now, so now we have to go and write down the logic. So in case we are sharing the record with those users, the records will be automatically shared. So we have set up all the custom things that we have to do other prerequisites for this video. Now we will go and start writing down the code for this scenario. So what I am doing here is I am switching to the editor where I will be writing down the code. So I am creating the trigger. Again, in this scenario, whenever the user is maintaining the secondary owner on the account object. So I need to go and write down my trigger on the account object. So here I am giving the trigger name as an account share or account record share trigger, right? And as I said, this trigger will be available on the account object. So here I go and put the object name as the account. The events that will be applicable in this scenario, it will be the after insert as well as the after update scenario. So again, like we always do, here I am checking if the trigger the is after. So it's always a good practice to check for the context variable. I'm doing the same here. I'm checking that if is insert, then I will go and write down my logic. Otherwise, here I'll be checking if trigger dot is update. Then again, I will be writing down my logic. Now, in the case of insert and in the case of update, I will be writing down my logic on the handler class. So here I go and create the handler class. So here I am creating the Apex class. This is my Apex class account share handler, right? So first method that I will be writing here, which will be responsible for the insert, right? So here I am putting the method name public static void on after insert. And what I am expecting here is the list of account, that is the new account list, right? And similarly, I'll be creating the another method that is the on after update, where I am expecting the two things. First one, I am expecting here the new list of account. And the second thing that I am expecting here is the map. Why map? Because I have to go and compare whether the secondary owner has been changed or not. And for that, I will be requiring this map, which is having the old set of records. So here I am putting the old account map. Now, from the trigger, rather than I go and write down the business logic, only thing that I will do here is I will go and invoke this method. So here I am invoking this method, that is the on after insert, and here I am passing the new set of record, which will be available in the trigger.new. Similarly, here I am uh, calling the on after update, where I am passing again the new set of record, which will be available in the trigger.new, and the old set of records, which will be available in the trigger.old. Right? So I have added all the methods that needs to be invoked based on the specific event. Now what we will do here is, as a part of next step, we will go and write down the implementation logic in this method. So the very first thing that I need to do here is, whenever the user is inserting the record, I have to go and insert the record into the account share object. So again, the very first thing that I need to check for all those records that user is inserting, because I need to also make sure that I am taking care of the bulkification. So I need to make sure that whenever the records that user are inserting, whether it is having the secondary owner present or not. So here I'll be checking for the secondary owner, ACC dot. Just now we have created the secondary owner. Let me get the API name of the field. Here I am checking. String dot is not blank, right? ACC dot secondary owner. If the secondary owner is not blank, then and then only my logic should work. Again, what I need to do in my logic, I need to create the account share record, right? So again, rather than I go and do this here, because the same logic I'll be needing in the after update also, what I will do here is, here I will go and create another private method, which is responsible to create the account share record, and it will be returning the account share record. So here I am putting the create account share record. Again, I am expecting the two parameters here. First parameter here is against which account I have to go and create the account share record, and the second parameter here is against which user I will be creating the account share record. These are the two input parameters that are required, and then I will be creating the account share record. So here I can put account share. It will be the instance. So share is equal to new account share, and I will be populating the two fields. Again, if you don't know the fields of the account share object, you can always go to the Salesforce inspector And here you can make the query. For example, what all fields that you want. So again, here, if I go and put, let's say, ID from account share, right? Now I want to add the different fields here. So let's say I want to have the fields such like the account ID. That's what I have added. Another field that I have added here is the user group ID. Again, there are few more fields that I want to add here. Now I have to go and define what kind of access that I want to give. So I will be needing the field like account level access. Similarly, whenever we are sharing, giving the access to the account, because of the implicit sharing, the access of the opportunity and the case will also be decided. So here I am giving the opportunity level access, as well as, if I am not wrong, there will be a case access level as well. Now, there is another field which is very, very important whenever you are sharing the record, that you have to always go and populate the value as manual, that is the row cost. Row cost is something which is always required, and you have to set this value as the manual one whenever you are doing the manual sharing. Okay. Again, this kind of access, while sharing the record, what kind of access that you want to do, you can go and put up here. So here I am putting the share record account level access. Here I want to give the account level, for example, access as the edit one. Similarly, at the opportunity level and at the again, I don't think contact level is required if I'm not wrong, but in case it does not work, we will come back. But definitely opportunity and the case level access is required. For the opportunity and the case level, I am giving the read access. Why I'm giving the edit access here? Because we are calling it as the secondary owner of the account. That's why I'm giving here the edit access. But again, it's completely your choice what kind of access that you want to extend. Similarly, here I am putting the share record dot, and here I am defining the row cost. And what I am putting here is the row cost as the manual row cost. This is required if you are doing the manual sharing. Let me put down here, required for manual sharing. And rather than I go and insert the record here, I am simply returning the record. Now, again, coming back here, what I am doing here is, here I am invoking this method and I am having the account share record is equal to, I am passing the two parameter. First parameter that I am passing here is the account ID, and the second parameter that I am passing up here is the secondary owner. But again, we don't perform the DML operations inside the loop. So what I will be doing here is, here I will be creating the collection for the account share. Account share list is equal to new list of account share. Right. And here I go, and in the share list, I will go and add the share. Now, once my list is ready, what I will do here is, here I go and put and check if the list is not empty. If that is the case, then here I go, and within the try catch block, I am inserting the account share list. In case any exception comes, for the time being, I'm simply printing that exceptions in the debug. Right? Very simple. Only thing is, you should know that account share object is exist and what all different fields that you have to populate. In case you are doing it for the custom object, you might not how to go and populate the different access level. But again, here we are doing it for the standard account object, so we have to also take care of the other access level as well. Right? So this is how we have written the code for the insert. Now the second thing, a similar kind of a stuff, we have to do it for the update. But in the case of update, the catch here is, you have to also go and remove the previously shared record. In case someone is sharing the record, then you have to go and remove the previous share record, and then you have to go and insert the new share record. That is the catch here. Get started here is by defining the two collections, because as I mentioned, we have to go and delete and insert. So here I'll be putting the list of account share, that is the account share list, in which I will be go and insert the record. So here I go and specify the insert account share list, and also I have to go and delete the records as well. So again, I am putting the account share, and this time the delete account share list is equal to new list of account share. Now, in this, the very first thing that I need to go and check whether the secondary owner has been changed or not. For that, I will be iterating the accounts. So here I go and do that access list or the new account list that I do have. I will be iterating over this account. After that, here I will go and check if the secondary owner has been changed or not. So first I am getting the owner detail. So let's say old owner ID, I am getting it from the map. So from the map, I am getting the record, and from there I'll be getting the secondary owner. The field name or the API name for the secondary owner is this. So here I go and get the secondary owner. Similarly, here I am getting the new owner ID is equal to account dot the secondary owner. In case both of them is changed, right? So here I am putting if the old owner ID it is not equal to the new owner ID, then and then only we have to go and perform the operation. The first operation that I need to check with the new owner ID here is in case the new owner ID is not null, I have to go and insert the record. So what I will be doing here is here I am saying that if the string dot is not blank, that is the new owner ID, then I will be inserting the account share record. Again, for that, I will be creating the account share record similarly by calling the same method that we have done in the insertion. So first, I do have my account share record available with me with all the details that has been provided. Right, we have the account ID and we are passing the new owner ID. Again, just to avoid the confusion, here I go and pass the new owner ID. Right, and here I do have my owner ID details, and similarly I am inserting this into my list collection. Same thing I will be checking in case the old owner ID is also not empty. So here I am putting the old owner ID. In case the old owner ID is not empty, what I will be doing here is I am storing the details of the old owner into the map. Why I am doing this? Because I have to go and fetch the account share record for the previous owner. So what I will be doing here is I am creating the map rather than I go and write down the SQL queries inside the loop. Here I am having the account uh, ID with secondary owner map. So this is the map that I have created, and in my map I will go and add the record. So to add the records into the map, we use the put method. Here I am adding the account ID, and after that here I am saying that what is the secondary owner or old secondary owner available for that record. I am creating this map just to avoid the SQL query inside the flow. Now the next thing that I will be doing here is here I go and check if this map is not empty, then I will make my query on the account share record, right? So here I am having the for loop. As I said, it's a best practice to always use the SOQL for loop. So here I am having the account share record that I will be getting. And here I will be getting the fields like select ID, comma, account ID, user group ID from the account share object, and I'm only interested in those records which are available in the keys of my map. So here I am using the binding variable as my map and getting the account share record. Now the next thing that I will be checking here is because in my scenario I have to go and add only records for the deletion in case the old owner record ID is available in the account share. So what I am doing here is so here I write down my if condition where I will be checking if the owner which is present for that account is present. So map dot get, and here I do have the share map dot get. Here I am passing the account ID. In case it is same as the user group ID, that is the scenario, then basically what I need to do here is I have to go and add those records for the deletion. Because only those records needs to be deleted from the account share which belongs to the secondary owner. That's what I am checking. I am getting the secondary owner record and matching it with the secondary owner record which is having the old record. Now I do have both my collections ready on which I have to go and perform the DML operation. So here I go and check insert account list in case it is not empty. Then I will go and insert the record. So here I go and check if insert account list dot is empty. If it is not, then here I go and perform the DML operation on that record. Here I am putting the insert account list and putting the exception here as the EX and putting the system dot debug EX dot new. Right here I am printing the error message. Same thing, what I am checking here for the deletion, right? Or you can go and do the deletion first and insertion later. It's completely your choice. So it does not matter. But here again, I'm checking if my delete account share list is not empty, then I will be performing the delete operation for those old shared records, so that my records will not be shared with the old secondary owner. Very much same, right? First, I'm checking for the new owner, creating the new owner record. I'm taking the old owner because we cannot perform because we should not perform the queries inside the loops. I am creating the map, putting the details into the map, adding the records into the collection, and then performing the DML operation on that collection. So here I go and deploy this. And also I am deploying my trigger as well. Let's go and validate whether it is working as expected or not. So navigating to my org, trying to create the record. So here I am putting the record name as test account for sharing trigger. Okay, that's what we are testing here. And here I am sharing the record with one of the user, for example, Kia and Jan. So the expectation here is in the account share object, the new entry should be created for this account. So let's go and validate. I am on the account share object. Here I am checking that where the account ID is equal to this condition and running the export. You guys can see that the two entries are available, one for the implicit sharing and another one is for the explicit sharing. We have inserted the record with the row cause as manual. Similarly, the another scenario that we have to test here is in case we are changing the owner from one user to another user, then the previous record should be deleted and new record should be inserted. So again, here I go and do this, click on the save button, navigating to the data export and running the export. You guys can see that. Let me show you one more thing, just to show you that this entry is for the new user. Here I am adding another column, that is the user group dot name. I'm running the export. Now the new entry has been inserted for the Gianna because just now we have shared the record with the Gianna and the old entry has been deleted. I hope this makes sense to you. You are finding this trigger helpful. I do request please practice this trigger and let me know your comments. Thank you.